So let's talk about journaling through this pandemic. I don't think it's any secret that we've all had a pretty rough couple of years. Between mask mandates, vaccines, so many things happening in this world, so many closures, schools have been shut down, Disneyland was shut down, just so much to take in as a community. I know many of you are thinking, well, I really don't want to remember these 2 years, so why on earth would I journal about them? Here's the thing, I get it. But if you look at the past and you look at the things we've saved, remember how important each and every little thing is. These 2 little items are from the late 80s and the early 90s, and I treasure them. I look back at them now and they make me happy, sometimes make me sad because I miss those times, but I'm so happy that I have them. And so even though we are walking through some very difficult times together as a society, it's important to keep those little things. Whether they are super happy memories, like finally returning to the Disney parks after a very long closure, or birthdays, or other celebrations that we can now finally get together with our family members and celebrate, it's important to save the little things. The photos, the cards, the instruction manuals, the receipts, the pressed pennies, all of those little items will be so important as you tell your story and share your journey. It wasn't that long ago that at this time last year, we were all under specific quarantine orders. So we stayed in, and I snapped this picture of my family walking. We drank tea, we played games, and we did share a lot of laughs, even though it was under very bizarre circumstances. In fact, there's our game night tally. It was just so important to me to keep all of these little things to tell my story so that people could remember what exactly it was like to live through these very bizarre times. We've been through elections. We've been through the toughest of times together. It's so important to save those little things and share them. Share your photos, share your words, so that when people pick up these journals, they will really be picking up a time capsule. All those birthdays spent in quarantine, while they were very weird and totally specific to our times, there's something I'll never forget and I do want to share with people. And if you're anything like me, you have so many mask pictures, so many photos with friends and family or at different events, and you're all wearing different masks. I know sometimes it's hard because you think, gosh, I'd really love to just see faces. But when you look back in 20 years, can you imagine how surprising that will be when people look at different performers wearing masks, when you go to the parks, whether it's Disneyland or Universal Studios, and the characters are wearing masks? I mean, if this isn't a time capsule, I don't know what is. So journal about all of it, the big things, the little things, the graduations. When your kid posts a selfie on Snapchat or in their stories, take a screenshot, put it in your journal. You won't want to forget it. It seems like a little thing, but in the future, it'll be a big, wonderful, memorable thing. So just for fun, I thought I would do a simple little layout process video for you. Not one of these things goes together. It's some leftover wrapping paper from a birthday present this past year. It's a photo of Lizzie's graduation. There's some plane tickets from when we visited my sister in DC. And just lots of other little random odds and ends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a layout. It'll be my New Year's layout. Is it anything exciting? Not really. But they're all little pieces from my year, and I'm going to make them all work in this layout. So I just added a generous amount of glue onto this scrap of wrapping paper. I think it's my favorite wrapping paper I've ever used, so it seemed appropriate to save this scrap and use it in this layout. I'm pretty certain that this is just a page from the planner that I just knew I was going to use at the beginning of this year and did not. So I used the page here, and it's actually going to serve as my journal space. This is just a little handkerchief scrap that was floating around my desk because I am evidently a hoarder that never throws anything away. So I go ahead and just use some glue and put it down on the edge of the layout. And this was a racing bib that didn't quite make it onto any page this year. So because I can't throw anything away, I'm just going to trim it down and make it fit right up there on the top. And that will symbolize Abby and how she was the cross-country league champion this year. Definitely a proud moment, and one that is a huge, wonderful, happy memory from this year for Abby. I'm just so proud of her. And this is some clear washi tape. I love it. I actually bought a bunch of it in different styles, but I have to admit it is so hard to get off of the backing. So if anyone has any tricks or, secrets on how to remove this tape easy, please leave them in the comments below, because I actually don't even use it as much as I would like to, because it's just so hard to remove from the backing. This is my other favorite washi tape, which is why I'm using it. It's little flowers. It reminds me of the Bob Baker Marionette Theater floor. So I'm going to go ahead and just use that right there on the edge to make sure that racing bib doesn't lift. This is a selfie of all of us at Lizzie's college graduation that was delayed about 6 months. But when we finally went, we were so excited. And then these are actually the plane tickets from when we visited my sister in Washington, D.C., which was probably one of the most amazing trips I've ever been on. And then this is my I voted sticker. I don't even really remember from what election, but it was from this year, so why not throw it on the page, right? I just decided to staple that picture in the corner. I think it looks really cute over there. And then I found this bingo card just right here in all the stuff on my desk. And so I'm going to glue it on the end, and then I'm going to get a big fat marker and circle the 22, because that will just sort of symbolize how we are going into 2022. And now I'm going to do my journaling. And to be honest, when I started here, I hesitated for a minute because I don't really know how I feel about 2021 and 2022 coming. My feelings are mixed. I think if you ask me one day, I'll say one thing. If you ask me another day, I'll feel another way. So that's very symbolic of these past couple years. So here is my finished layout. And actually, it's one of my favorite layouts. Nothing goes together. Nothing is from the same day. And probably nothing really matches, but I still love it. So let's all remember to head into 2022 and share our journey. Our experiences are valid and they should be heard. Thanks for watching, everyone. Happy New Year.